Buying real estate, it can obviously be a really good investment, especially when interest rates are as low as we've been hearing, and renting that property out could be even better for you.
But there's a lot to consider and a lot of math to be done. So here to help us break it all down, we welcome back via Skype Julie and Daniel DeRoche with DeRoche Realty Group and eXp Realty. Hi, you guys.
Hello there.
Well, it's nice to have you here. I know that you're both probably stressed as the rats were chewing on wires in either your house or our house. And so we're glad that we were able to establish the Skype connection because this is a really fun topic for a lot of people. Elizabeth just said yesterday, we'd like to get a rental property. I met with you both a few years ago. Tell me what I need to do in order to get a rental property at some point. So step number one, Julie, would be get pre-approved. Tell us about that.
Yes, correct. We can't do anything until you're pre-approved and we make sure that you can actually buy a rental property. A lot of people think they can just go buy a rental property with a couple $1,000s and you can't. So you do need at least usually 20 to 25% down. And that's the big difference that's kind of confusing to people because when you went and bought your house, maybe you only put 3.5 or 5% down. But with an investment property, since it's a second home, the lender requires 20 to 25% down. They want more skin in the game.
Yeah, they're thinking if you're going to default on something, it would be that one, not the one that you live in. You say the interest rates are also a little bit higher on an investment property versus an owner-occupied. So if you're seeing those like really low rates, you're not going to get quite that good?
Yes, but they're still great. I mean, they're always going to be 0.5% to 0.75% higher than a normal rate. But historically, I mean, they're amazing right now.
Yeah.
So they're still really great.
All right, so you got to get your finances in order before you approach this. And then, Daniel, it's not as easy as just saying, oh, this house is for sale, let's buy that and rent it out. You need to really consider the area and the qualities of the home.
Yeah, you really want to think about location. Is it going to be close to job sources or public transportation, amenities, stuff like that? It's, when you're thinking about renters, you want to make sure that it's convenient for them and it's in an area that's super popular so you can have it rented out easier and get more rent. I think that's very important. A lot of people don't think about that.
Sure.
That totally makes sense. Also, thinking about associations and if they even allow people to rent. I've seen this with people who bought townhomes and then thought down the line, I'm going to rent it out. And then the association says, no, you can't.
Yeah. So you really want to make sure you're checking those boxes first. You want to make sure that they allow rentals, but then you also want to look at, things like the dues and so forth and what they cover. A single family property, you have to worry about all the exterior yourself. Whereas an association maintained property, a lot of them cover the exterior and they cover hazard insurance, which is a big ticket item if you look at your monthly expenses.
That's good to know.
Julie, of course, we think to work with a realtor when it comes to purchasing a home that we will live in or selling our own home. But I would imagine that folks could think, I could kind of wing this. I'll buy the property, I'll rent it out, and then that homeowner has to deal with the house for a large part, I suppose. The value in having a realtor when searching for a rental property that you would rent out is what?
Priceless.
Well, of course we say that.
No, I mean, you really want to work with a realtor that has experience in rental properties, owns rental properties. I'm amazed at how many realtors don't own rental properties. You want to be working with someone that understands and can point things out that you're going to need to pay attention to. You want them to be pointing out all the stuff that's going to come up in 2 to 5 years that you have to factor into that you're maybe going to have to put into the house. The furnace is old, the air conditioning is old. You're going to have to take, toll of that when you're running your numbers.
Yeah, working with somebody who's learned those lessons the hard way, it was really helpful for you to not have to learn them. So I want to make sure that we get to this part about doing the math and really figuring out how you can cash flow, understanding what you need to put in, what you need to be getting out. So Daniel, what do you got for us?
Well, you really want to look at your total expenses versus your total income. So, if you have a $300,000 house and $2,500 mortgage or rental income, then you want to look at all the income, the outgoing. I mean, your mortgage, your taxes, your insurance, any monthly repairs and maintenance, and then really look at what are you going to have left at the very end. A lot of people don't look at all of the costs involved, and you don't want to look at it as if you bought it cash because that's as an investment, you want to put down that 20, 25% and look at the profit on that too, not just you want to look at the big picture, not that little piece. You want to add it all up, really. And a lot of people don't look at that enough.
Now, an additional cost that could come on top of that, right? So you see that your net profit at the end is $442, still good, but maybe not as good as you thought it was going to be when you saw the number of here's our mortgage and here's what we're charging rent as. On top of that, someone has got to be available to pick up the call when something goes wrong, which invariably it will. Would you suggest people hire a service to do that, even if it costs a little more money?
It's a tough thing, but yes, I've been called late at night when a furnace goes out and you're running around your own house, taking every version of a heater you have and running over there. So if you're not hiring a management company, you need to be available literally 24/7 for that. So to us, the cost of hiring a management company is well worth it. And we have some great people we know to help you do that. For sure.
You guys do. You have a great wealth of information in regards to all of that. And you guys have already paid the prices. So we thank you for all that as well. Julie, Daniel, lovely to have you on the show. Again, if you need some help finding the perfect rental property, you can reach out to Julie and Daniel, their team at DeRoche Realty Group and eXp Realty.
Go to TwinCitiesLive.com and click on Fun for their contact info.